Welcome in, everyone. I'm SquishableMoon, your shooting star worm on a string enthusiast with the ranch diction and fewer brain cells than the common garden snail. And welcome back to my channel. I cannot be the only one that struggles with figuring out if something is AI or not. I have seen so many people talking about what are the signs of AI in artwork and how to spot it, especially since no one wants to accuse a real artist of using AI if they truly aren't. Well, I'm here to show you my ways of figuring out if something is made of AI or not. Just a reminder, beginner artists may make similar mistakes, but you will always be able to tell the difference between an actual artist and an AI artist because of intent. First thing to do, obviously the easiest thing to do, is to check hashtags, keywords, and things that people put into their descriptions of their artwork. Now, not everyone is going to use the hashtag for AI, but a lot of people are proud of using AI, and some may just straight out say that they're using AI. This is the easiest way to find out if they're using AI, but not everyone does this. Secondly, checking for an artist's name or signature. Normally, artists nowadays have a signature or a stamp somewhere on their artwork that has their name or their socials or something that will help you find who the artist is. It is a stamp or a name or something of that mind that they have put into their artwork. Usually it blends into their artwork pretty well, so it's hard to remove as well. This will allow you to find the person and see if they use any AI in their other artworks or if they say in their bio if they use AI or not. Thirdly is to just look at the artwork itself. And I'm going to show you off of a couple different pieces on how to spot AI and how easy it can be. Now, do not feel upset or sad if you have a hard time telling AI from normal art. Not everyone has the eye to be able to tell this stuff apart, and I understand it is quite hard. I am not going to get mad at someone for posting AI if they didn't know. I will just give them a little heads up that I think it's AI and we can move upon our day. So I found this artwork on DeviantArt. It's very cute. As you can see, it's like a little dragon or demon girl. Very adorable. From far away, it looks like just a regular art piece. I can scroll past this and I would probably say that's just somebody's artwork. But if we zoom in, let's zoom into this piece, we can pick out parts that don't really make sense. Something about art is there is always intent behind artwork. There's always going to be a reason why an artist did something. That is the best way to spot AI. Okay, the first thing that I am seeing, let me get my pen, is this right here. This does not make sense. This is like a weird swirly. It's supposed to be going into like a belt or maybe being a part of a belt that is coming down, but it is kind of fusing together. That is a really great way to figure out if something is AI or not, is see if it is fusing together. I am seeing another issue. Like I was saying, things fuse together. As you can see, the hair right here is melting into like this badge that is on her shirt, and that does not make any sense. Let's see, what else can we find? What else do we see? Let's see. Wait, obviously these are supposed to be the same character, but they have different belts. This one has kind of a string belt that just goes down and really long all the way down. That does not make any sense. These are supposed to be the same character. Why are they different? Another thing is they're different in the fact that their coats are different. This one has like ribbing, like buttons, and this one has a zipper. Now that could just be a mistake they made. Maybe they wanted them to look different. Okay, whatever. Another thing AI has trouble with is detailing. So if we scroll down to her belt, what is that? Is that supposed to be a dragon? What is this? What is this supposed to be? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Neither does this. It looks like it's melting. The fine details are where you're really going to figure out something is AI or not. Because this is all melting together, we can clearly tell that this is AI. Another thing that AI has trouble with is fingers. But it doesn't seem like these fingers are too bad. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But this hand, this one's kind of melting together. You can see like these two fingers are melting together. AI has a trouble with hands. Let's check these hands. What is that? What is this? Do you see that? What is that? That's just a blob. That's not even a hand. Now, actual artists who are beginners can sometimes have trouble drawing hands. That is not what we're seeing here. An actual artist will actually try to draw the hands, and you will be able to tell their intent in drawing hands. AI has trouble drawing hands, and it just turns into a blob like they didn't even try. Okay, another issue I am seeing is this right here. Is anybody seeing this? And over here, this right here. These were clearly made together because the hair is melting into one another. You see how it's sort of connected right here? It's connected here and it's connected right here. I do not think a real artist would connect them like that. That would just be a silly move to do. Oh, and we have the same issue over here. You can see this dragon toy. Definitely kind of looks more like a dragon on this side, but what is this melting into it? Are these supposed to be buttons, flowers? I have no idea. And also we can see that this is different. This is different. They do not match. All the characters on this sheet have small differences that make them a little bit different, but obviously nothing is really matching up. And as you can see, this is supposed to be like a leaf or something in her hair. You see that? It's supposed to be a sort of leaf. It looks kind of melted and just not drawn correctly. So this, clearly AI. Clearly AI. But we can take a look at another one. So this one might be a little bit harder for people to find the AI differences in, but we are going to find them right now. Alright, so these are supposed to be, I'm guessing, horns or some kind. But as you can see, it looks like the horn is sticking directly into her skull. It is way too thin here to be really a horn. It's like it tried to make horns, but they're not really looking that well. See, look. And this horn doesn't match this horn. This one comes out way over here, which could be an artist thing. I do have to admit, some people draw horns differently. This could just be an artist technique and they want it to look like that. But also, let's take a look at this jewelry. Okay, take a look at this jewelry. Everything else is so beautiful and well made. But if you take a look at jewelry, AI has a hard time making fine details. This definitely looks, if you definitely right here, this blends into the skin right here. This is definitely AI because it doesn't make sense. You have parts that are just overlapping and going into one another and like fusing with one another, and it doesn't make much sense. Let's take a look over here. As you can see, it's pretty much the same thing. We'll circle this. All of this, the jewelry looks off. It doesn't look like, from far away, yes, it does look like jewelry. From far away, it does look like jewelry. But if you get closer, it does not look like jewelry. It is malformed. It is wobbly. It is, you just can't tell what it was going for. It just slapped jewelry on there and hoped for the best. Also, what is going on with this eye? You see this? What is going on with that eye? That doesn't look quite right. Now does it? No, it does not. Another thing that we can see is that the jewelry on the head is fusing into the hair. AI has a tendency to, instead of make things separate, it tends to blend things together because it doesn't truly know what it's doing. So, as you can see, it looks a little bit better here if we circle this. But this is not that. That is just full on blending into the head. It is just blending straight into the hair. Straight into the hair. And then here's another image that is similar. As we can see, it has an issue with the hair. And we'll circle this. There's a lot of strands that are going from nowhere. As you can see, this strand is really not coming from nowhere. And a lot of artists will be like, oh, but I make that same mistake. if you make the same mistakes that AI makes, I assure you that yours is 100% less looking like AI than actual AI. The difference is yours has intention in it. Every line, every detail you make has intention behind it. It makes sense. It is cohesive, whether you like to admit it or not, whether you're a beginner artist or a later artist. Your art is going to look way different than AI, even if you use the similar style, which, do not get me wrong, some people have beautiful styles that look just like AI, but is not AI. You have to remember that AI isn't just a style. It is inherently just a it's going to be a stolen mess. Of course, it's going to have similar styles to other artists because it's trained off of other artists' styles. And then, oh, let's take a look at this hand right here. What is that? Is this one hand or two hands? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe? This makes no sense right there. You see how it's all melting together? Yeah, that makes no sense right there. Oh, and I didn't even notice. Her hand shouldn't even be there. Look, this is her shoulder. This is her shoulder, so her arm would need to come out farther. There is no elbow here. Where is the elbow? Where is the elbow? Hello? No elbow. Another thing we can see here, see the detail. Another thing, like I said, AI has trouble with details. This earring looks okay from far away, like it has a bunch of detail, but when you zoom in, the detail becomes blurred and scrunched and just really isn't there. Another thing we can see is right here. This hair is fusing in with her body. It is looking like her hair is just part of her skin. That is something the AI also has trouble with, is trying to get the hair to flow correctly. And you can see it down here too. You can see how there's a bunch of holes in the hair, which could be seen as hair motion. But I promise you, most of the time, people who draw hair, it is not going to look like this with all these holes, especially right here. That doesn't make a lot of sense, unfortunately. And then, of course, you have the necklace and the jewelry, and up close it does not look good. You have, what is this, butter? I think this is supposed to be flowers over here, but the flowers just turn into a buttery mess and it looks like it's just leaking off of her head. Now, with that being said, it is still difficult sometimes with more enhanced AI to be able to tell some things apart, to be able to really figure out if something is AI or not. Do not feel bad if you have a hard time telling AI from regular art. It is not always going to be easy. It's not always as straightforward as what I'm showing you here. But if you are ever worried that something might be AI, you can always ask people around you, ask another artist, ask a friend if they think it's AI. If you have no one to ask, you can always just not post it, you know. That being said, I still think you can reference AI. I probably wouldn't use it as a, reference for bodies, just because it is not going to always have great anatomy. Definitely don't use AI to improve your anatomy skills. Your anatomy will do so much better if you just practice from the human body itself. But as maybe pose references, clothes references, that's fine, but do take it with a grain of salt. Not everyone is going to like you referencing AI, but definitely do not be worried if you cannot tell AI from real art. It is definitely a skill that you have to improve. With that being said, I hope I was able to help, even if it was just a little bit. I have a hard time finding AI out sometimes. So let me know, do you guys ever have a hard time telling AI from actual art? I would love to know. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope all your dreams come true. You can find me on Twitter by the same username, SquishableMoon, and my commissions are now open on VGen if you would like to get a commission from me. Anyway, bye-bye!